Peter the Great, also known as Pyotr Alexeyevich Romanov, ruled Russia from 1682 until his death in 1725. His reign marked one of the most significant turning points in Russian history, as he embarked on a series of radical reforms that sought to transform Russia into a major European power. These reforms were aimed at modernizing and westernizing Russia, which at the time was still deeply entrenched in traditional medieval practices. Peter's policies drastically changed Russian society, culture, the military, and the state, with his efforts ultimately influencing Russian development well beyond his lifetime. Early life and ascension to the throne. Peter was born in 1672, the son of Tsar Alexis I. He was thrust into the role of ruler at a young age. After his father's death, his half-sister Sophia served as regent for a time while Peter was still a child. In 1689, Peter, with the help of loyal supporters, was able to oust Sophia and take control of the throne. His reign began in 1682, though for the first few years he shared power with his half-brother Ivan V until Ivan's death in 1696, leaving Peter the sole ruler. Early influences and the quest for knowledge. One of the defining features of Peter's reign was his curiosity about Western Europe, which he saw as much more advanced than Russia in terms of technology, military power, and cultural sophistication. At the age of 17, Peter embarked on what became known as the Grand Embassy, 1697 to 1698, a diplomatic and exploratory mission to Western Europe. This journey had a profound impact on Peter, as he studied shipbuilding in the Netherlands, visited factories and workshops in England, and observed the political and economic systems in countries like the Holy Roman Empire. The military and naval reforms. Upon his return to Russia, Peter was determined to modernize the Russian military, which he saw as crucial to expanding Russia's power and influence. A key aspect of this was the creation of a modern navy, which was initially non-existent in Russia. Peter established shipyards, recruited foreign experts, and built a fleet on the Baltic Sea. He recognized that Russia's expansion to the west, especially into the Baltic region, required a strong naval presence. Peter also reformed the army, adopting modern European military techniques and tactics. He centralized the military command and introduced conscription. The Russian army grew in both size and effectiveness, particularly after the reforms. Westernization and cultural reforms. Peter understood that military strength alone was not enough to bring Russia into the European fold. He needed to change the very fabric of Russian society and culture. This process is often referred to as Westernization. Dress and appearance. One of Peter's first moves was to mandate changes in clothing. He ordered Russian nobles to adopt Western European styles, such as shorter coats, hats, and wigs, in order to break from traditional Russian fashions that he viewed as outdated. Social and cultural norms. Peter encouraged the establishment of social gatherings, including Western-style salons and dinner parties, which were unfamiliar in Russian aristocratic society. He banned the traditional practice of beards for men, requiring nobles to shave or pay a tax if they wished to keep them. Education. Peter recognized that a key factor in modernizing Russia was the development of an educated elite. He set up schools for the children of nobility and commoners, particularly in subjects like mathematics, engineering, and navigation. Western-style universities were founded, and he brought foreign scholars and experts to Russia to teach. The Church. Peter sought to reduce the power of the Russian Orthodox Church, which had long been a significant institution in Russia. He replaced the position of the Patriarch with a Holy Synod, a government-controlled body that allowed him to exercise greater control over religious affairs. The reform aimed to diminish the Church's independence and influence.